is truly a delightful product, and to really show off Maggie B's Vino Cotto, I'm going to make a beautiful French Shallot Tatin. Very French, but I find the combination of the Vino Cotto with the sweet eschalots with puff pastry works so well. So I've just been heating up some olive oil, and then into here I like to add some butter. And I like to add the butter with the olive oil just so it doesn't burn. So this is what a French shallot is if you haven't seen it. Now the best way to get these skins off is to just pop them in some warm water, or else it's a little bit tedious, because I need about 800 grams, and I have peeled these lovingly and I've left them whole because the tatin looks so much better if they are whole. So into the butter and oil, and I'll just carefully pop these in just so it doesn't splatter everywhere. And I'm going to cook the tart in this pan. We'll put the pastry on the top at the end. So these will shrink ever so slightly, but what we're aiming for here is to fill the entire pan with the shallot so we get a beautiful presentation at the end. So what I want to do is coat these in that delightful butter. Already smells so good. A pinch of salt. And for some herbs, classic herbs to go with some French shallots, some thyme. I'm just going to throw the sprigs in as is, and 2 fresh bay leaves that I picked from Maggie's tree. They are so fresh, so lovely. And that's it at this stage. All we need to do is just cook that on a high heat just so we get some slight caramelization, and then I can start adding the magic ingredient, Vino Cotto. Then I'm going to pop the lid on and cook these until they're tender. I don't want them to collapse. These shallots smell so good. I can smell the Vino Cotto. Now, you've got to work fast with puff pastry, so I've cut my puff pastry into a circle that's about 1 to 2 centimetres, just bigger than the pan I'm using. And we'll pop our pastry on top. And you can just use your hands or a spoon. You don't have to be pedantic with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Essentially, we're just sort of tucking it in, just like a little blanket, tuck in the shallots, and that's all. You don't need to brush it with oil or anything like that. And that puff pastry is just going to puff up. It's going to be buttery, flaky, 190 degrees in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes. And then we need to let it rest before the big reveal. The tartatins come out of the oven, it's cooled, and because the puff pastry does puff up so much, what I also like to do is just use the palm of my hand. See how it's just turning in the pan? This is almost just to detach it from the base. So I'll grab a plate that's much bigger than my pan, pop that on top, and then you have to do this with confidence. Just don't overthink it. 1, 2, 3, flip. Pop that down. And my little tip is just to grab a spoon to take the pan off. Da-da-da-da! Phew. It's always a relief when you know that this has come out. How gorgeous is that tart? And you know what? I love that there are still the herbs on top, just to show that that is the flavour in our tarte tatin. Now, because I love the Vino Cotto so much, a very small drizzle over the top. Just a drizzle, just so we can really see it. Perfect. And I love the creaminess of fresh goat's cheese. This is from the Barossa Valley, so let's hero it on this gorgeous tarte tatin. Just crumble it over the top. This with a beautiful fresh green salad, and it's as simple as that. A classic French farm-style dish there. I think Maggie would love that. I know I do.